API. What do you mean by API? By any chance, somebody knows full form of that? API. Application Programming Interface. This is not the term which is coined by MuleSoft, by the way. This term was already there before MuleSoft coming in the picture. So this is very old term rather. Even if we are dealing with C language application or Java language application, whatever reusable code we develop, we can call it as API. Rather, whatever ready-made Java function we call in the Java code, that are called as APIs, Java APIs. So API is what? It's a reusable piece of code. Reusable piece of code. Now, in MuleSoft, the approach is nothing but API-led approach. Whatever we do, whatever we do, that we have to develop it as API. Okay, that we develop it as API. Right? Now, APIs, they can be divided in 3 layers, 3 parts, 3 categories. One is System API. Second is Experience API. And third is Process APIs. System API, Experience API, and Process API. Now, what is this API? Whatever your Mule integration project is there, that is nothing but API. So Mule project, whatever Hello World project you develop, that is also one kind of API, because it is getting called from the outside world. So you never know your application will be part of some big application. So just like payroll is the big application, and tax calculator is your Mule application. So payroll is doing a lot of things, and one of the things is calculating tax on the salary. It is hitting your tax calculator, and you are getting the response from your tax calculator. So your tax calculator is reusable piece of code. Okay, so your Mule project are nothing but API. So all the time you will be developing APIs. So if somebody asks you what you learn in MuleSoft course, I learn API implementation. So in this course, what you are going to do, API implementation, API development. Okay, so we are going to learn API development in this course. Remember that. Then that APIs will be of 3 categories. That means whatever APIs you develop, that will be divided in 3 categories. What are those 3 categories? System API, Experience API, and Process API. Let me see if I can catch hold of some standard diagram related to that. On the fly, I'm searching it. Nothing ready really. Let me show you. System API, Experience API, and let me search it in MuleSoft. Let me see if I can get some image. API-led connectivity. People use it like a buzzword, they are very simple concepts, but people use them. Even I have seen most of the interviewers also, they made a hype of that, It's very simple, What you can see, I think this diagram is good. Let me save this image. So API-led connectivity, that's what I'm using from this guy, Stephen, So I want to give whole credit for this diagram to Stephen Fishman. Okay. So this is not my diagram, by the way. Anyway, why to reinvent the wheel if somebody already drawn that diagram for me? Let me just facilitate only. Let me just open that with pen. Okay. I think this is very small diagram. No problem. We'll manage with the low resolution. That's okay. Look at this. API-led connectivity. So what you do, whenever you work in enterprises. Look at the bottommost layer, this is architecture of MuleSoft. Okay, and beautifully explained in this diagram. Look at this. If you look at the, let me see if I can have the pen to draw on this, and I'll do that. Okay, red color. I think, okay, all good. Okay, so if you look at this diagram, you can see this Salesforce. This is nothing but system. There are some databases and all. This is nothing but system. Let me just have it. This is databases or whatever systems are there. These are nothing but systems. Okay, then this is something called as SAP. It is system. There is something called as ops, UPS, whatever it is, TOLL. These are all systems. So if you look at on the ground level, different systems are already there which are working on their own. We are calling this as enterprise applications, guys. I told you initially whenever I started with the discussion, I mentioned them as these are enterprise applications which are running on their own. That is fine. Now, how they will communicate with each other, right? So how they will communicate with each other, I will develop Mule project for that. Understand, I'm making it very simple for you. And I never done it. I rarely done it for earlier batches, maybe this session I will share with them. So here, what is happening, how to bridge communication gap among all these applications, develop Mule project. Now, if whatever Mule project you develop, that will be, let's say, toll shipments. That will be, let's say, UPS shipment. These are the name of your Mule project. SAP customers, Salesforce customer, and orders. So this is orders related application that will be there. So these all projects, these all are Mule projects. So let me make it very simple. These all are Mule projects bridging communication gap in systems. Right? So these all Mule project, we call them as APIs. I told you that Mule projects are APIs. So all these APIs are actually taking care of system integration. So that layer, all these APIs together, that bundle, that whole bunch is called as system APIs. That's what I told you, that system APIs. So that layer in your organization, which contains all the Mule project, let us call them as APIs, those APIs you are going to develop, which are system APIs. Most of the time, whatever we are talking in this course are system APIs. Okay, the philosophy is same. Process API, experience API, same way of development you will do. Only you will call them as different thing, Okay, now let me come to the upper layer. Now in this layer, what is happening in your organization, there is some process which is called as order history. So there is some process related to order. Okay, maybe whatever the order journey is there, new order, then shipped order, then process order, then delivered order and all. So there will be some stages to the order. There will be some journey to the order processing. So this is order processing logic. That's a process. So how the order will be processed in the system, there is some journey associated with that, and that is called as order management process. Then there will be some customer related process is also there, and there will be some shipment related process will be also there. That means how the shipment will be taken care, there will be some logic behind that. How the order will be processed, customer put the order, but that how that order will be moving ahead, there will be some business logic for that. So this logic is called as processing logic. Okay, and that processing logic we implement in form of, again same, we write Mule project for that. So Mule project does not only contain the translation logic. Translation logic is system APIs. This takes care of translation, which is one of the game, one of the part of the game. Another part of the game is processing logic that will be also written in form of Mule project. And those APIs in that layer, we call it as process API. Okay, that means Mule project, which are implementing the processing logic. For example, I tell you, I just give you the simple example and I will show what will be the system API in that project. Very simple example I'll take. Okay, let me, that will be our next project, by the way. Let us take very simple example and I will tell you what will be the system API, what will be the experience API, and what will be the process API in that. Okay, so that project is pretty simple. Let's say, okay, so let me take it like this. It is order processing scenarios. I'm not taking the file processing or very simple. I'm taking like business scenario, order processing. Okay, so here what is happening that shipping, this is shopping portal. This is shopping portal. Let's say Amazon. And this is shipping system. Let's say Amazon shipping. We know everything about this now. So maybe Amazon shipping that, or maybe some vendor is shipping that. So that's a shipping system. Okay, and what is happening now? It is generating an order. Let's say it is generating the order in XML form. Now, shipping system do not want everything from the order. By the way, what order contains? Order may contains customer name. Order will contain maybe address, customer's address. Order will contain list of items which are purchased. Order will contain amount, bill amount. So how much is the cost of this order, you know, that is put over here. These all details your order contains. Will your shipping system require everything? Whatever is the shipping system is there. Whoever is shipping this order to the customer doorstep. So can you tell me out of this order, what all will be required by the shipping system? Will it require everything from the order? There may be n number of things included. Can you tell me what will be essential things for shipping system to deliver the order? Tell me. What are the essential things from the order data which are required for shipping system? I got something? Yes, Madhusudan, Tadesi. What is that? API is kind, better and quality. Not getting Tadesi. Tamrat, everything but amount. Yeah, everything instead of only amount will not be required. Maybe list of items also not required. You know, some package is coming from the Amazon and we have to deliver that. So I'll say essential thing will be only two things. To whom we have to deliver that. Maybe the contact number of that person. I'll take that as a contact number also. So contact number, mobile number or something. So that if we are delivering to the doorstep, firstly, we call to that person and then we deliver. Customer name, contact number, and let's say address. This is what is required. Name, contact number, address. Now, transforming, it's not a translation only. Translation is different. Okay, and processing logic is a different. So here, there are two things involved over here. Translation logic. Translation. What is the translation over here? So these all details suppose require in JSON format. So one is XML to JSON, this is translation. XML to JSON, this is what is the translation. Translation logic. Then there will be the processing logic. Processing logic is what? Extraction of selected data. Extraction of selected data. This is processing logic. Okay, this is processing logic, extraction of the selected data. Another one, suppose this shopping portal can be the touch points. There will be different touch points, you know. Shopping portal can be accessed through web. Shopping portal can be accessed through mobile app. Let us talk about these two touch points. So it can be accessed through website. So on laptop, somebody say www.amazon.in, and somebody is saying on the mobile app directly hitting the application through mobile app. So now you will have device logic over here. Third logic is device dependent logic. So if you are calling through mobile, so there will be some mule project which will be giving response to that. That is called as device dependent logic. Okay, so mobile related logic, you will have different project. For mobile, different project is there to accept the request and all. And for web, you do have different project. Project means mule project. It's a mule component which is accepting the request. So if request is coming from mobile, mule project related to mobile will give a response. If request is coming from web, then mule project related to web will give a response. Now these all component can be part of single application or multiple application. Assume that translation logic, processing logic, and device logic, these all are divided in different components, different applications, different APIs, different mule project. Then you will have the same thing over here. So let me tell you, and it will clearly help you to understand what I'm talking about, the different color I'm choosing. Okay, so this is nothing but your translation logic. That's what I said. This is translation. This is nothing but your processing logic. This is processing. And this is nothing but your device logic. Okay, you can see this project is taking care of mobile thing, and this project is taking care of web application. And there is a reusability among them. So processing logic, see, processing is same. Doesn't matter order is coming from mobile, doesn't matter order is coming from web. Processing is same. So processing logic and translation logic, same component will be called by mobile app. It will not be like you will create a separate application end-to-end for mobile, separate application end-to-end for web app. It's not like that. Okay, it is only mobile related interfacing that you add in the mobile API. Then web app related interfacing will be web app API. But other thing you are reusing. So for example, this order status related processing logic, you are calling it from mobile API and web application API also. These are reusable mule projects. Those are called as APIs. Now I make my statement. You as a mule developer, all the time you breach communication gap. Okay, I'm making my one paragraph for your mule future. Listen carefully. You as a mule 4 developer, you will breach communication gap between two applications. That is as simple as that. This communication gap on two fronts, data format and communication mechanism. You take care of both. Data format will include XML, CSV, JSON, CSV, flat file, databases and all. You take care of all. Communication mechanism, JMS, web services. Web services, SOAP, HTTP and REST. You take care of all. And what do you do? What do you do? Look at these three things which I drawn on the board, you know. Look at here. You will develop Mule application which will bridge communication gap on data format front. You will develop Mule application which is taking care of communication mechanism front or hybrid. You develop all kind of applications. Now these Mule APIs, now these Mule applications, those are also called as APIs. APIs are reusable piece of code which you are developing in MuleSoft. Now this API, it can be containing translation logic, which is system API. So if you look at this board 1, 2, 3, this is all translation logic. So here we are primarily talking about system APIs. Look at the diagram now. So all the time, most of the time in this course, you will be playing in the system APIs. Take the data from one system, put it in the other system. System APIs. Mostly you will be working in system APIs layer. Next layer, processing logic. So as I told you, only some of the part you need to take, and that part you need to do some processing and give it to somebody. That processing is your processing API. In this course, you will be learning also how to develop processing APIs. Device related APIs, so mobile related APIs, and also we do have different palettes taking care of mobile that we are not covering in this course. But web app API, definitely we are covering that whenever request is coming. So your HTTP listener is what? It's a web API. So just like HTTP listener, you will have something to accept request from the mobile. Okay. So we are limiting our discussion to web app API, which is HTTP listener. So whenever you add HTTP listener, you are actually focusing on device API, which is called as experience API. Why it is called as experience API? Different experiences for the user. It can be web experience, it can be mobile experience, it can be tablet experience, it can be whatever damn experience. That is experience API. So you will be on the project, you might, if your application is mobile specific application as well, you will be taking care of experience API as well. That is what you are doing in this whole course. In this course, you will be sticking to web app API, processing API, and translation APIs. That's what you are going to develop all the time in this course. Understood? Whenever you go on the project, you will see all this together, married with each other, and they are working on the ground.